What's up, fight fans? I'm back with another video, and today we're taking a look at the 5 adjustments Leon Edwards needs to make in order to beat Kamaru Usman at UFC 285. So sit back, grab your popcorn, and get ready for a quick analysis of one of the most exciting fights of the year. Let's get started. In UFC 286, Leon Edwards will defend his title for the first time against Kamaru Usman, who aims to regain his welterweight throne. Although Edwards won their previous fight at UFC 278, both matches saw him struggling with Usman's wrestling skills. The only difference was that in their second match, Edwards secured a last-minute knockout to win, creating one of the most epic comebacks in UFC history. However, Edwards cannot rely on repeating the same feat in their upcoming trilogy bout. Instead, he must come up with a strategic plan to win at least 3 of the 5 rounds, which requires making some necessary adjustments. Number 5, Leon Edwards must use elbows in the clinch. In their initial rematch, one intriguing aspect was the notable absence of Leon Edwards' trademark elbow strikes in the clinch. When his opponents try to trap him in the clinch, Rocky typically employs a forearm to frame it against their jaw and pushes their head away to create space. This tactic is particularly effective against wrestlers, who usually turn in towards their opponents to secure a strong inside angle for a takedown. This is precisely what Edwards wants, as he uses his free arm to counter them with the elbow strike as they turn into him. To increase his chances of landing these strikes, he steps across his opponents, causing them to turn towards him and fall to the path of the counter elbow. Despite Kamaru Usman's tendency to pursue takedowns in the clinch, Edwards refrained from using any elbow strikes in their previous fight. However, in the upcoming bout, he must take advantage of every opportunity to make his opponent pay. Number 4, Leon Edwards must use his traditional southpaw weapon to counter Kamaru Usman's jab. Jabs serve as a tool for fighters to gauge their opponents and set up combinations. The concept behind it is straightforward. If a fighter can connect with the jab, they can connect with the right cross. Kamaru Usman is known for his effective use of the jab and the right cross in striking, but Leon Edwards has found ways to counter the jab. Leon utilizes a southpaw stance, which allows him to use his lead hand to trap his orthodox opponent's lead hand, negating the jab. However, during their previous encounter at UFC 278, Leon failed to utilize his counter against Usman's jab. In their upcoming trilogy bout, it is crucial for Edwards to constantly neutralize Usman's jab. By doing so, Edwards can compel Usman to switch to southpaw stance. However, if Usman does resort to using southpaw jabs, he will be vulnerable to Edwards' looping cross counter, which is the Englishman's most potent weapon against southpaw jabs. Number 3, Leon Edwards must stop exposing his back during anti-wrestling sequences. Leon Edwards has a bad habit of leaving his back open when countering takedowns, which happened often during his previous fight with Kamaru at UFC 278. When Usman attempted a takedown, Rocky turned onto his stomach to push against the mat with his hands and feet to stand up, but this left his back exposed to chokes, particularly rear naked chokes. Luckily for Edwards, Usman's grappling skills are mostly limited to wrestling, and he does not have much of an offensive Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu game. However, this tendency to expose his back made Edwards vulnerable to mat returns, which Usman frequently used to drag him back to the mat and tire him out. To avoid being mat returned and to conserve his energy in this upcoming fight with Usman, Leon must refrain from exposing his back and instead use his counter elbows in the clinch to create distance and disengage from grappling quickly. Number 2, Leon Edwards must target Kamaru Usman's knees. Over the years, MMA fans have heard stories about Kamaru Usman's knees being compromised due to the wear and tear of his wrestling career. His knees have suffered permanent damage, causing extreme pain when he attempts to jog or run. As a result, he is vulnerable to low kicks, push kicks to the knees, and oblique kicks. Given his over-reliance on jabs, Usman often exposes his lead leg while extending his stance. This makes him susceptible to oblique kicks, and Leon Edwards is skilled in using them. To counter Usman's jab, Edwards can effectively use oblique kicks to the knee every time Usman steps forward. This tactic will limit Usman's ability to shoot for takedowns and make him a less mobile target. Number 1, Leon Edwards must make Kamaru Usman pay for slipping punches. At UFC 278, Leon Edwards won by faking a straight left that caused Kamaru Usman to slip on the outside and get hit with a head kick. Stephen Wonderboy Thompson has previously pointed out that Usman's slips are risky as he doesn't use a small, subtle movement to evade punches. Instead, he dips his head at an exaggerated angle, resulting in a wide and long arc that makes him vulnerable to strikes with similar trajectories. To capitalize on this weakness, Edwards should look to punish Usman for his tendency to slip straight punches by countering with looping punches and head kicks. While he may not be able to replicate the knockout from his previous bout, he can still make Usman pay for this risky behavior. Okay, let's recap the 5 adjustments Leon Edwards must make to defeat Kamaru Usman at UFC 286. Leon must use elbows in the clinch. He must use southpaw weapons to counter Kamaru Usman's jab. He has to stop exposing his back. He must target Kamaru Usman's knees, and he must make Kamaru Usman pay for slipping punches. With all those adjustments, maybe Leon can pull off another upset. That's all for today, folks. I hope you enjoyed this breakdown, and if you did, leave a comment. If you didn't, leave a comment too. I'm always looking for feedback. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more MMA updates and content. See you in the next video.
Go again, I never quit, cause I know that every loss may lead to another win. I'm going up. I bet when I land, they gon' tell me it's luck again. See that I'm winning, it's harder to watch. I'm setting the stage, you should give me my props. You ain't got no soul, you lacking the spirit. You talk out your neck, I'ma show you I'm with it. I would really hate for you to sit and watch me win again and win again and win again. I know it's probably getting on me and win a synonym, so if I ever win again, it's nobody the minimum.